My fangs slightly protruded and bit her lower lip, eliciting a delicious cry of pleasure from her. Clothed. She was too clothed. It let her lips go for a second.
Ship dropped me on the port of Crescent Island. That's where the headquarters of the Shadow had been built underground. The name was given because the island was shaped like a crescent moon, and legend had it bristled with supernatural powers under the full moon. I made my way through the rocky topography of the island and finally arrived at the secret passageway that led inside the headquarters. I was drenched in sweat and my legs ached. Being human was not easy. Punching the codes, I stepped inside as the metal door whirred, making way for me. Claude must have seen me through the cameras, for he came running like an overexcited child and welcomed me with open arms. "You are back. How was the mission?" He hugged me while leading me inside the compound and into his lavishly decorated office with modern tech and comfortable leather sofas. He handed me my phone. I left it with him before heading out on this mission. The small hidden dash cam I had in my Apache sent the feed directly into my phone, and now I was about to find out who did it. Mission was successful, but I lost my Apache and I am damn furious about it, I said, taking off my drenched jacket and tossing it aside. I had on a black tank top underneath. "What?" Claude's forehead creased in confusion as his eyes wandered over my chest. Someone had fitted an IED device into it. It switched on and it went into self-destruct mode. I barely made it out alive in time. Someone in this organization tried to fucking kill me, and I am going to find out who. I breathed out, sliding down on the sofa as Claude went to fetch me water. I played the recording of the night before and knew who it was. I smiled to myself, but inside I was fuming. Claude returned with a bottle of cold water. His expressions had gone all dark. His menacing aura leaked out, the one he always tried to keep under check and balance. "I will carry out the investigation myself, and I promise to bring them to justice. No one messes with my number. 2 assassin," he told me with a resolve while I chugged down the cold water, letting it quench my thirst. His phone began to ring and he excused himself, taking it out of his office to answer it. I closed my eyes and leaned against the sofa back to find a moment of peace. It had been a hell of a day, but then I was reminded of cute Ollie and his mischievous ways. A smile curled up on my lips, thinking of the little devil. But my smile was short-lived. Screeching voice destroyed whatever peace I had been looking for. "You are still alive?" The mocking and disappointment in the voice had me opening my eyes and staring at the source. It was Ella, the definition of pick-me girl. She was a werewolf and was always trying to suck up with Claude, trying to get all chummy with him. Although she was ranked 25th in the organization, she was mostly here trying to win favors for her pack. "You seem disappointed?" "It's not that easy to kill me," I replied in a dangerous tone, knowing she had been the one to tamper with my helicopter. He bounced her blonde curls back. Her fake lips sneered at me as they pulled over her teeth, and she bared her canines, trying to intimidate me by invading my personal space. Any other day I would have ignored her. Not today. I casually raised my foot. The combat boots I wore were hard as I kicked her right knee. She squalled and hobbled, letting out shrieking sounds like a banshee. Claude came running in, hearing her shouts as if she was a damsel in distress, which she mostly acted like. "Ella, what happened?" he asked softly. She was always treated like a princess just because she acted soft, delicate, and cute. How could an assassin be delicate? She really had everyone blinded by her looks. Tears streamed down her oval face as she complained between hiccups. "I was only inquiring from how she was when she kicked me. I don't know why she dislikes me so much." I had to roll my eyes and fold my arms over my chest over her dramatics. "She's the one who tried to kill me, Claude. Here." I clicked open my phone and showed him the video evidence. Claude opened his mouth in shock and then closed it, stunned by what he was seeing. His overly angered face turned towards Ella and she stumbled back in horror, clasping her mouth. "How dare you try to kill Anne? Leave if you want to live. I never wish to see your face again. Let me call the guards." Claude fumed, not wishing to even touch her. She pleaded and cried, but Claude didn't listen to her. The guards came to escort her out, but she whispered to me before leaving, "One day, I will kill you. Mark my words." I simply shrugged my shoulders. I am so sorry about that." Claude began to apologize. "It's not your fault." I sat back down on the sofa. Any improvement in the wolf's condition? He asked, settling down beside me and taking my hand in his. He gently began to rub. I had informed him about my condition and that I could no longer connect with my wolf because of what Ruby and Noah did to me. No, I still can't feel or sense her, I sighed. The torturous memories resurfaced and my heart hurt. My expression must have become pained. I'm sure she will return to you. Meanwhile, I can protect you and be there for you as a companion or mate if you let me. His voice had dropped a few notches and was almost seductive now. I could see his eyes brimming with longing. It had been years since I had kissed a man. Noah was my last, but we hadn't shared that kind of intimate bond. Noah's betrayal broke that part of me. I quietly removed his hand and turned to face him. Claude, I am tired and I can't be distracted right now. My goal is to take revenge. Give me 6 months to sort out my revenge. Disappointment and hurt flashed on his face, but he nodded his head. I had no inclination to bond with anyone. Leaning closer, he pressed a chaste kiss on my cheek and said, "Go, Anne, take your revenge, but remember I will wait for you, and if you need anything, just let me know." I hugged him in return and thanked him for his generosity and understanding. Getting up, I headed to my room to take a bath and pack up my stuff. 1 week later, I sneaked my way into the Night Shadow Warriors pack. My pack. I moved stealthily as a cat and wore all black to camouflage. Using a scent blocker, I inhibited all of my human scents. Knowing the checkpoints in my training, it turned out to be a piece of cake. Now it was time to teach Noah and Ruby a lesson and take back what was rightfully mine. I was going to unleash all my wrath on them. "I am coming for the both of you," I ominously swore into the night. I took my time, investigating. Secretly heard people's conversations to learn where they stood on Noah and Ruby's tenure as Alpha and Luna. It wasn't difficult to conclude that most of the pack members weren't happy with how both of them were conducting pack business. To this date, the news that I had colluded with a rogue king to kill my father and his comrades was not confirmed because no one had found him. Also, the invitations which should have been extended to all the alphas of Howler City were never sent out. This task had been given to Noah by my father. That's exactly the reason no one showed up when I came down from my party 6 years ago. It was showtime now, as I had learnt that Alpha Lancelot, who was a former alpha of one of our neighboring packs, Dark Moon Pack, was having a birthday banquet. Alpha Lancelot was a close friend of my father's and had a standing in the Werewolf Council. Noah and Ruby were attending to represent their packs, and so was the mysterious Alpha King. It was time to crash the party, make a good impression in front of the Alpha King and win his favor. I called Claude and told him to secure me an invitation. For now, I was remaining in the shadows. He arranged an invitation for me, and it was time to get a proper dress, the one fitting for my return. The party was being held in the 5-star Hotel de Luna. My dress was the same ruby shade and design as the one I had worn 6 years ago. Only this time, the slit reached the upper part of my thigh. My shuriken knife and Glock were hidden, strapped to my left leg with a small belt. I used smoky makeup, the black eyeliner shaped my almond-styled eyes, the crimson lipstick made my lips stand out, while I let my auburn hair be covered with a black wig and my green eyes with brown lenses. It was all part of the plan to hide my identity and make them think I was someone who looked like Anna. The clutch I held in my hand contained the special gift I had acquired for Alpha Lancelot. Confidently walking up to the guards, I showed them my invitation and offered a smile. They nodded, and I was let outside the magnificently decorated hall with a champagne fountain in the middle. The door was glass, so I stayed outside and observed for a while, opening the door a nudge with my heel, just to hear. My eyes fell on the duo of the bane of my existence, and my blood boiled. Noah and Ruby were dressed in luxurious clothes. Noah wore a slate gray tux with black bow tie and loafers, while Ruby had on a bodycon dress in plum shade with stilettos. He pranced towards Alpha Lancelot and presented him with a gift. As he opened it, I discovered it was my father's watch. It has been in our family for generations, and that twat just handed it over to someone else. Alpha Carol, thank you for the thoughtful gift. Alpha Lancelot showed his gratitude. The mere thought that others were addressing him with my father's title had my anger spiking, and I wished to choke him on the spot and wipe that smug smile off his face. I had heard and seen enough. It was time to make my presence known. Opening the door, I entered and began descending the 3 flight of stairs, keeping my head high as the soft music of the piano sounded in the background. A lot of heads turned and eyes were focused on me. From the corner of my eyes, I observed Noah and Ruby gawking at me. I paid them no heed, as if they were mere bugs under my expensive shoes. The hall fell into stunned silence as I walked, injecting confidence in my steps and pasting a fake smile on my face. Everyone stared, cameras flashed, and people murmured. They were stepping closer to me with their noses twitching. I knew they couldn't scent my wolf and would realize that I was not Anna but someone who looked like her. "It can't be her, she has no wolf," Noah murmured impatiently to Ruby. "Her eyes and hair don't match as well. A mere imposter, it seems." "A third-class human," Ruby sneered. Alpha Lancelot spotted me and came forward, seeming slightly apprehensive. He was trying to recognize me. "Alpha Lancelot, happy birthday. Sorry I am a bit late. I was fetching you a birthday present." "I am Anne," I introduced myself with all the charm I could muster. Taking out the small, round, black velvet box from my clutch, I extended it to Alpha Lancelot. Noah and Ruby were anxiously watching what I had given him. Opening the lid, Alpha Lancelot extracted the small black stone the size of an almond and placed it on his hand, carefully observing it. Ruby's mocking laugh filled the air. "So you brought a stone for Alpha Lancelot? Did you pick it up from the pavement on your way in? Humans and their puny minds." My hate-filled eyes wavered to her as I derisively answered, "It needs a special eye to understand the true properties of this stone, something a lot of people lack, sadly." She bristled in anger and Noah seemed lost for words. I could see his needy eyes sizing me up and down. Giving them a hard stare, I turned my attention back to Alpha Lancelot, who was showing the stone to other alphas now. And then I felt him. That mouth-watering scent and dangerous aura hit me from all sides. That smoky voice made my insides tingle even though I knew how arrogant the person was. "This is not an ordinary stone. This is a tear of slightl. It's born in the majestic beast's belly when she reaches the age of 100 years. Slightls are white magical creatures as rare as unicorns and as dangerous as lichens. They hardly reach that ripe age." He continued to speak. "Not only that, this stone enhances the abilities of a werewolf and extends their lifespans." "Congratulations, Alpha Lancelot. That's an amazing gift you have gotten from the lady." I finally turned and found myself staring into those enigmatic blue oceans people called eyes. "Alpha King!" Everyone respectfully bowed, and Alpha Lancelot's chest swelled at the comments. But the smile on my face and Alpha King's face evaporated at the same time. He sent a glare my way but remained silent while I was in shock, rooted to my place. The guy was the Alpha King. No wonder the attitude and enigma that surrounded him. Even now he was the most well-dressed man at the party. His black Louis Vuitton 3-piece suit hugged him in all the right places. Those black strands of his were combed backwards and held on by gel, giving them a damp look. He was delicious and I wanted a bite. Seemed like he had his own thought process going on. Did he recognize me? He surely knew my human scent. "Thank you for such a thoughtful gift, Anne." Alpha Lancelot's words brought us back to reality, and both of us averted our gaze. Noah and Ruby had moved further closer to us. "I can buy the stone at a very high price," Alpha King told Alpha Lancelot, and the latter couldn't help but smugly smile. Just then, someone grabbed my leg and spoke in a soft voice. "My beautiful wife, you are here." I turned around and saw Oliver hanging onto my leg with a cute smile on his handsome face. I was perplexed and surprised at the same time to see that people who had known me since childhood were unable to recognize me, but this kid who had only met me once was able to. Then I remembered how he had told his father my scent was unique to him. This must have been it. "Ollie, you are here." I lovingly patted his head and he beamed back at me, still holding my leg and throwing me curious glances, wondering why I was wearing a wig and lenses. Everyone around was stunned into silence watching the little guy being so affectionate. Someone murmured, "Oliver doesn't even let anyone touch him, and here he is holding her leg and calling her his wife. She must be close to the king." "Is she with the Alpha King?" Another whispered as all eyes were set on us. When one of the alphas said, turning to Ruby, "You should be ashamed of how you treated the king's guest. You better apologize to the Alpha King." "Alpha Lancelot?" asked Ruby in a stern voice. Ruby was suddenly flustered, feeling embarrassed as all glaring eyes were on her. A euro, She could hardly speak from embarrassment as I watched her in glee. Both Noah and Ruby turned towards Mr. Ludwig to apologize. Oliver stepped forward, placing both his chubby hands on his waist while fuming. He addressed them. "I think you should apologize to Anne. She is the one you tried to insult." Everyone seemed to agree and nodded their heads. Mr. Ludwig watched his son with an amused expression while I had to hold back a cackle at his cute authority. Ruby's face had turned the same color as her name. She mumbled while glaring at me. "I apologize for any inconvenience I might have caused. It wasn't intentional." Her words weren't sincere. I could sense the hostility in her eyes. I tilted my head and twirled a lock on my index finger. It baffles me how a Luna does not know about such an important stone. "How did you even rise to this position, I wonder?" I mocked, dragging my words. Others laughed at Ruby, making her angrier than before. I didn't get a closer look is all. She immediately went on the defensive side. "And you forgot your manners too? Or is that how you speak with everyone?" I asked with a forced smile and turned to Noah without waiting for her answer. "You should arrange for some etiquette courses for your Luna, or she will keep embarrassing you in others' company," I matter-of-factly said while shrugging my shoulders. Noah bit his lower lip but stayed quiet, not even speaking in defense of his beloved Luna, the woman he had betrayed and almost killed me for. The Alpha King snickered behind me, enjoying the show, while the guests laughed. Seemed like no one liked Ruby much or wished to side with her. Oliver gave me a cute thumbs up and I winked at him. The Alpha King had picked up a champagne glass and was slowly sipping at it with a bored expression. Something told me he was not a party guy. The steam was almost coming out of Ruby's reddened ears at this point while I continued. "The Night Shadow Warriors seem to thrive under Alpha Carol. He must be remarkable in his leadership skills. I heard his pack members praising him." Noah gave me a surprised look as I exaggerated the truth. In reality, he had been a shitty alpha and pack members were getting tired of his mediocre leadership skills. I flashed him an enticing smile while biting the side of my lower lip and could feel his gaze dipping towards my cleavage. Ruby's disturbed eyes wavered between us. Her patience must have withered by now, and the way Noah was looking at me was the last straw. She gritted her teeth and raised her hand towards me. "How dare you seduce my alpha?" But Alpha Lancelot stepped in her way, blocking her from reaching me. That gift had elevated me in his eyes. "This is my party and my day. I am not going to let someone with mediocre knowledge ruin it for me. You better act like the person worthy of your position, otherwise you can leave instead of disturbing my special guest," he announced loudly so everyone around us could hear. This was the last straw. Being reprimanded in a room full of alphas was beyond humiliating. Noah had to step in for her. "I apologize on my Luna's behalf. It will not happen again. We were just leaving. Thank you for inviting us." Giving a stern look to Ruby, he whispered something in her ear. Her lips thinned out, but she mumbled a good night and thank you before hurrying towards the exit. Her hips swayed provocatively behind her. Noah stepped closer to me and handed me his business card. "You are new here, so if you need anything or want to have a look around the city, give me a call," he said with a not very solemn expression before bidding us goodnight and leaving. I quietly placed his card in my clutch and turned my attention to Ollie and his father. Oliver was still holding on to my gown, not letting it go for a second. It was time to seduce the king, even though he was obnoxious in personality. The other alphas dispersed. Now that the show was over, Mr. Ludwig stood indifferently, his one hand deep in his pants pocket while the other held the champagne flute. His wandering eyes took in the hall and people enjoying the party. Plastering my face with the most seductive smile in my arsenal, I extended my hand towards him. "Hi, I think we got on the wrong footing the last time we met. Let's make proper introductions. I am Anna." His sultry eyes flipped towards me over the brim of the flute, and I saw this ferocity in them. His aura leaked out, making my knees shudder as his gaze dipped and drank me in, all of me, slowly and lazily. But he made no attempt to shake my hand. Only a devilish smile played on the corners of his lips as he lowered the flute. He recognizes me now. Oliver wearily watched both of us. It's rather late and I have to get my son to bed. Children shouldn't stay up late. He has school tomorrow. He finally spoke in his raspy voice that churned my insides most deliciously. Although he was mocking me, his voice had me in his grip. I smiled and let my hand drop. Some other time. Go, Ollie. I bent down and kissed his cute cheek and he hugged me while saying, I miss you. His father grabbed his hand and led him away without a backward glance. I quietly watched them leave while taking out my phone and texting Claude. I need the location of a certain someone. Help me trace where he lives. I punched in the words and hit send. It was time to stalk the Alpha King. Good night, Alpha Lancelot. I hope to meet you again. We shook hands. My job here was done. I had won the trust of most of the Alphas. I left the hotel feeling accomplished. I needed to buy myself an apartment and waited for Claude's message. As soon as he sent me the location of Mr. Ludwig's current residence, I smiled in satisfaction before going to bed. The next day, I contacted a real estate agent so he could show me an apartment near the VMC. That's where Oliver's residence was. I had saved up ample money from missions to easily afford an apartment. You are a lucky lady. I have exactly the one you are looking for, the real estate agent gleefully said, opening the door of the apartment. It was a 2-room, fully furnished apartment built in a very modern design. The living room was spacious and it had an open kitchen. The windows of both bedrooms opened towards the sea, providing a picturesque view. The interior was all in pastel shades, especially the shades of teal and gray. I loved the combination and it felt homely. I will take it, I informed the agent and his smile broadened. Wonderful. We will sign the paperwork tomorrow and you can settle right in, he informed me as we shook hands. Deal. Settling in was easy since I didn't have many belongings and the rest were already in the apartment. After putting everything in order, I decided to have a bath day in my luxurious bathroom. The bathtub was fancy ceramic in a lime green shade with 3 built-in taps and a proper sitting place. Opening the warm water tap, I let the tub fill up and added some bath salts and bubble bath. It's every girl's dream to relax in warm water and sip some expensive wine. What a bliss. I stripped and entered the haven of warm water. Fuck. This shit is soothing. Living with assassins, I had learnt to swear like a sailor. I was no more ladylike Anna. After enjoying my bath and sipping on some Chardonnay, I stepped out, dried myself up, and pulled out a blue halter dress. Putting it on, I made my way to the park at the backside of the apartment. It was evening and the children were playing with their parents. The hustle and bustle of it all made me smile, and then I saw him, surrounded by his guards and sulking, refusing to take a swing as one of his guards was requesting. Ollie, what a pleasant surprise, I warmly said, approaching him and opening my arms. His head turned and his face brightened as he jumped right into them, hugging me with so much affection. Anna, I missed you. Can I spend some time with you? He asked with all his innocence. Of course, let's play. He took my hand and we went to the nearby swings. Helping him securely sit in one, I began to swing, while he laughed. We played for a while as one of his guards told me that Oliver had never laughed this much. They all remain scared of not offending him, and he remains bottled up with them, but he was different with me. More open, more comfortable, though I decided to invite him home for some snacks. Would you like to go with me to my house for snacks? We can watch cartoons together, I suggested, and his face lightened up like a bulb. Really? He asked, clapping his hands together. Yes. He affectionately held my index finger as I took him home. His guards followed him, but reaching the house, he asked them to leave. One of them stayed outside the apartment while others left. We comfortably sat down on the sofa. What would you like to eat? I asked. Can we have popcorn and watch cartoons together? My father never does that with me. He made such a sad face with his hands resting underneath them that my heart melted. Of course, I think I brought some packets. Let me pop them in the microwave real quick, and you can surf through which cartoon you want to watch. Handing him the remote, I went to the kitchen to make popcorn and some fresh mango juice for him. I returned with 2 bowls and a large pitcher of mango juice with straws. Oliver had put on Tom and Jerry. A smile crept on my lips at his choice, as they used to be my favorite cartoon as well during my childhood. His eyes brightened, seeing the large bowls and pitchers. "Yeah, party time!" He rubbed his hands together as I placed the popcorn and juice in front of him and settled. He snuggled with me, placing the bowl in his small lap. Both of us watched the cartoons and laughed together. Jerry's mischiefs were always hilarious. Seeing him sitting like that reminded me of my own son. He would have been Oliver's age by now if he had been alive, and we could have been doing all these fun activities together. I had tried to investigate the island many times but found nothing. The lab, the equipment, everything had been destroyed. The doctors were gone and no one knew anything. That island's king went to great lengths to hide what had happened there. The mere thought brought tears to my eyes as my heart excruciatingly ached. Before I knew it, a few tears slipped out of my eyes as I stifled a cry. Oliver instantly became alert and glanced in my direction with concern. Without saying anything, his little hand reached out and wiped the tears off my face. "Please, don't cry." He kept both his hands on my face and stared at me with deep affection. I nodded at him and asked about his mother. His face saddened even further as he said, I don't have a mother. She left after giving birth to me to go be with her fated mate." Oliver rubbed his eyes as tears fell on his chubby red cheeks, and my heart broke for the little boy. I knew I had messed up. I quickly hugged him close. "Oh, Ollie, I am so sorry, I didn't know." My hands rubbed his back, trying to comfort him as he hiccuped. His arms remained around my waist, and in that instant, I knew he was the only person I could ever show my vulnerable side to. There was this warmth and connection I felt with him. The doorbell rang in that instant, so I let Ollie go and went to answer the door. Peeping through the hole, I found the brooding brute, aka Oliver's father, standing outside. Gulping hard, I opened the door a bit, and his piercing eyes went straight from me to behind on the sofa where Oliver was sitting. His teeth grounded so tightly that I feared he would break a few. "Do you have a death wish, woman? Taking away other people's children? I am going to drag you to the werewolf court for abducting my child." He seethed out, towering over me.
Anger surged through me like a live wire, and my fists tightened in balls seeing her. I had come home from dealing with human clients all day. They had been a pain in the ass and found Oliver missing. One of my guards told me that Oliver was with that lady from the ship. I instantly ran here, and now she was standing there looking all innocent. Who the hell she thought she was? I couldn't understand her deal, changing her appearance to attend the party of Lancelot, trying to cling to my son. And then there was this distinctive scent she possessed, a combination of cedar wood and lavender. Even Blaze raised his head and took a deep whiff every time she was in the vicinity. Her eyes were the clearest and deepest green, as if the emeralds had been set up instead of her irises, and that crimson of her hair resembled blood. Even in my angered state, I couldn't resist staring at her. "I apologize. We met in the park and I invited Oliver over for some snacks. This is my apartment. Luckily, we are neighbors," she replied in a low, sweet voice, very different from the one she used on the ship. Her eyes rapidly blinked at me. "Stay out of our business. You have no right to take my son away." "He is mine," I barked. "I didn't take him away. He came willingly because he had no one to play or talk to. But I should have taken your permission first. I see my error and I am sorry, but I have no ill will. You can investigate if you don't trust me." I didn't believe her. Everything around her was suspicious, and the way she was trying to infiltrate my life, I knew she had ulterior motives, and women only had one motive: money. I kept glaring at her as she kept biting her pink lip, making my mind flash with images of tasting them. I haven't been intimate with a woman after my mate, and always had my urges under control. But this woman was testing the limits. Oliver had come to stand by her side and stared at me with puppy eyes. "Guards, take Oliver away. I need to speak with her alone," I ordered, and my guards swiftly entered her apartment and took Oliver from her. Her eyes held this warmth for my boy which didn't appear fake while he seemed obsessed with her, the kind of obsession I failed to understand. Once my son was gone, I stepped inside her apartment and closed the door behind me. She tried to take a step back, but I grabbed her wrist and pinned her against the polished door. A small sigh fell through her strawberry-shaded lips as her eyes widened at my action. Her heartbeat had upped several notches. Grabbing both her dainty wrists, I secured them above her head and dipped my head so we were face to face. "What are you playing at? What's your game? It's not a coincidence that you keep appearing wherever me and my son go," I asked, keeping my voice stern, letting a little of my aura flow just to intimidate her. Her lips twitched sideways as her long lashes fluttered at me, almost kissing her tender skin under the eyes. "Your son is the most adorable kid I have ever seen. All my intentions for him are pure. He is just a kid who wants love and someone to spend time with him. You, on the other hand," she boldly let her body touch mine, and I felt as if I had been branded by her. "You are the king of kings, and I want to be your queen. That's why I approached you." She spoke in that seductive voice that was making me react in ways I didn't want to. The fire of passion wriggled through me as her wet lips came crashing down on mine. Soft, tender, and sweet, that's how her lips felt against mine. They perfectly molded with mine. Blaze deeply howled in my head, urging me to own her. Like a bolt of lightning, the fire of her kiss seared through me, Blaze's roar echoing louder as a primal stir tightened deep in my gut. It pulsed with unbidden heat as she pressed herself against me, trying to deepen the kiss. All rational thoughts flew out of my brain as I let go of her hands, grabbed her auburn locks, and pulled her head back. She moaned in my mouth as I plunged my tongue inside her wet cavity and tasted her essence. Sweet, everything about this woman tasted sweet and bordered on dangerous. My fangs slightly protruded and bit her lower lip, eliciting a delicious cry of pleasure from her. Clothed. She was too clothed. I let her lips go for a second. Grabbing the front of her dress, I pulled with such force that it tore open, revealing the soft curve of her chest, her skin like moonlit ivory, the peaks hardened by the crackling heat between us. "Ah!" she cried out, and I heard Oliver knock on the door. "Dad, are you trying to steal my mate? What's going on?" he demanded from the outside. His voice propelled me back to reality, and my eyes fell on a faint silvery scar just above the curve of her hips. I instantly knew it was a mark of the C-section. "What's that?" I pointed, and her eyes dipped. She was speechless for a second. Her heart was pounding, and I could clearly hear it. "It's just an appendectomy I had," she answered. But there was this uneasiness in her voice. A hint of sadness coated it. Did she think I was stupid? Appendectomy scars are never where hers were. She was a liar. I let her go and stepped back. Her scent was driving me insane. It was sprouting out of her very pores. What was I thinking? That she would be any different? They all were the same, coming to me for my money. "You are imperfect and unfit. My queen cannot have scars. Plus, you have no wolf. How will a werewolf with no wolf can become my queen? Do you want me to be a laughingstock?" I stated, raking my fingers through my hair in frustration. A look of hurt passed through her calm facade, but she masked it quickly and plastered that smile back on her face. Trying to cover herself with her torn dress, she said in desperation, "What about Oliver's nanny? You can keep an eye on me through your guards if you want. I live next door, so I can always take care of him. He needs a woman's touch. Let me be there for him." I hadn't seen any malice in her eyes for me or Oliver. For my son, she held this affection which I had hardly seen in any woman. And she was right. Oliver needed someone. He continued to speak as I contemplated. "Oliver is a smart kid, highly intelligent, and that's why he finds it hard to mingle with peers of his age. I can help him." I stared at her deeply, trying to unravel what mysteries this woman held. "What is it that you want in return? You must have some other motive." She stepped away from the door and proceeded to the sofa. Grabbing a shawl from there, she covered herself before speaking. "I want werewolf laws to be amended, so a female can become alpha too." "Is that all you want?" I asked, perplexed. Why would she want something like that? "Yes, that's what I wish for." "Fine, but I will be keeping an eye on you, and if you ever harm Oliver by any means, I will not hesitate and end your life. Are we clear?" "Crystal," she answered with a warm smile, the one that reached her eyes. You can start tomorrow. I will have papers ready for you to sign, I told her and opened the door to exit. Oliver was still standing there sulking and sent me a glare, but her voice from behind me had him smiling as she happily informed, Ollie, we are going to be living together. I am going to be your nanny. He pumped the air in excitement and went on to hug her. Yes, thank you, Dad. I love you. He chirruped so joyfully. All his resentment towards me seemed to have vanished. I had never seen him so happy before and hoped I had made the correct decision.
After Oliver and his father had left, I changed. The man had totally ripped my dress, and that soul-shattering kiss he gave me. No one had ever kissed me like that. It was like he wished to devour me. My skin still tingled from the after effects. Arrogant and broody down to the roots, but man knew how to kiss. And I couldn't deny this attraction I felt for him. Every time he was in the vicinity, I wanted to throw caution to the wind and yield to the primal current drawing me to him. It wasn't a sin to mix pleasure and work. The way he had reacted to me, I knew I could unlock the door to his most private cravings. A girl had needs. I grabbed some dinner and tied up my apartment. Once I had settled, I fished out Noah's card and dialed his number. He picked up instantly. Well, that was easy. Hello? Alpha Carol speaking? His annoying voice came through. Hi, it's me, Anne from the party. I would like to meet you. Hey, Anne, I am glad you called. Come tomorrow morning, I will wait for you. So desperate, was he already tired of Ruby? Meet you soon, I seductively said while cringing inside. I slept peacefully that night. The dreams of being kissed by the Alpha King swirled through my mind. Next morning, I grabbed coffee and opened my closet to choose suitable clothes. I extracted a few dresses and settled on a sapphire short dress with a maximum cleavage and a pair of matching sandals. My body had become more curvier with time and the dress fitted perfectly. Meanwhile, I made mental notes about the discussion I will have with Noah. And then another idea hit me. To turn Noah and Ruby against each other. To sow discord first. A sinister spread on my lips at this brilliant idea. Applying nude-shaded makeup, lenses, and black wig, I was ready. I called an Uber and made a mental note to buy myself a car. A red Audi could work. My Uber arrived and soon I reached outside the pack territory. Getting down, I paid my ride and took a deep glance at the silver gates of my pack. Our crest of a howling wolf against the full moon stood proud under the bright sun. My heart ached at the memories of this place. Nostalgia washed all over me as tears burnt the back of my eyes, but I held them at bay. Grabbing a mask from my bag, I covered my face so no one would recognize me. Approaching the guards, I introduced myself. Noah had already informed them beforehand. They led me inside and I breathed in as my eyes roamed around. So much had changed. New buildings had been erected and many old ones had been demolished. Even the community center and the pack house had been changed. Noah and Ruby had painted the whole pack in their own colors. Memories of my childhood so vividly resurfaced. It saddened my heart, but I kept my emotions in check. Knowing too well where the Alpha's office was, I arrived outside and removed the mask before knocking on the door. "Come in," he ordered, and I entered quietly. He still wore the same woodsy cologne. In the past, it used to invigorate me. Now it just pissed me off. "You are early. I am just surprised you sought me out," he said with a smile, and I wandered near him. "Just wished to see the magnificent Alpha of this renowned pack at work. Plus you are the one who left his information with me." I flattered him as my fingers graced his desk. The desk my father used to sit on. My eyes could hardly hold back the rage as they lifted to take him in up close. Nothing but disgust coiled inside me for this man, and yet my lips remained upturned in a smile. "Yes, you reminded me of someone I used to know." He spoke with a flirtatious smile. "Who?" I asked rather curiously. "My ex-mate. You look like her, but she had different eyes and hair colors. She was a vicious woman, though." He almost sighed, and I couldn't help but cringe at the shameless man. "Are you still in love with your ex? What about your Luna?" I deliberately asked, taking another tentative step closer to him. His eyes freely roamed my body now, lingering at my cleavage. "You are a very attractive woman, Anne, with the body of a goddess, even more beautiful than my ex." He spoke as if it was supposed to affect me in some way, completely ignoring the question about Ruby. My seductive smile widened at his words, but disgust clawed my insides. I couldn't believe this was the same man I had once loved with all of my heart, had kissed endlessly. You have your Luna, or is she unable to quench the restlessness that tugs at you? I promptly asked, keeping an innocent face, my lips pouting. My fingers drummed the table and I could see how Noah was unable to keep his eyes off me. He flicked his tongue over his lower lip. I wished to scoff, knowing too well to fall for his tricks. Outside, I heard the clicking of heels and knew Ruby must have come to know of my arrival. I deliberately tripped and fell forward. As planned, Noah instantly caught me in his big arms and I let out a smooching sound, although our lips didn't touch. A fuming Ruby made her entrance. Seeing me in Noah's arms and so close, she lunged straight at me. "You bitch! Trying to steal my man?" Her hand whipped towards me, trying to slap me. Before I could defend myself, Noah grabbed her hand. "No, Ruby," he warned sternly, and I just made an extremely innocent face, trying to act all delicate and soft. I had learnt a few tricks from Ella. Why the hell are you meeting her alone, keeping secrets from me now? You want this bitch now? Ruby began to unleash her fury at Noah while I watched them fight in satisfaction. As her fuming eyes collided with mine, I gave her a smirk, knowing it would burn her just like she had done to me.